this morning we are joined by Mary Anibal. Mary, good morning, and thank you once again for joining us on Morning Rush.
Thank you, Teach, for having me. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's a Friday. I love Fridays.
Yeah.
You know, it's the end of the week, and we usually start thinking about what we're going to do in terms of an entertainment perspective, where to go, what to do, maybe who to go watch. And I know it's a big day for you. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I'm so excited because my album is finally out and it's titled Maria Wenyu. It's a 10-track album, and I featured Jah Prazah on one of the songs. He's the only one that I've collaborated with on this album, and I'm so super excited for that.
I know you've worked with Jah Prazah before, Keith Ferguson. How much were the artists that you've worked with in the past been an influence in terms of this particular album?
Well, I started off as a backing vocalist at 3G The Band, which is run by Jah Prazah, and I've learned a lot and I've grown. And on this album, it was recorded at Bridge Note Studios, where Keith Ferguson is the lead producer there. And I also worked with Chiweda, Daniel Chiweda. So many artists, but it was so amazing working with them. Such a great experience working with Keith Ferguson.
All right, the album titled Maria Wenyu. Let's unpack that. What is that about?
Okay, so Maria Wenyu is basically, I was telling my story from when I was growing up, but then I felt like if I just tell my story, I also have to address issues that were arising as I was growing up and even up to date. So Maria Wenyu is an album that is full of stories of inspiration that inspire change, especially social ills that are happening in our society even today. Yeah.
So what are some of the themes and issues that we can expect on the album? I'm seeing, looking at the track list here, Maria Wenyu, Ditaride, Rungano, Dibatsire, Gogoride, is that
Gogoride.
Gogoride, Simuka, Parafini, Yoka, Vana, Mvura. What are some of the themes and issues that you tackle on this Maria Wenyu album?
Okay, so like for example, there's a song Vana, which is talking about child labor, child exploitation, child marriages, child education, just raising the awareness to that. And we have Mvura, which encourages people to work harder. You know, you know. We also have Ndibatsire. I wrote the song in the shoes, my street kids. There are some of the street kids who don't go to the streets because they want to, but it's because of challenges. And there's Parafini. Parafini was writing in the shoes of you men. There are some men who are in the marginalized areas who are forced to marry the woman they don't want to marry because of societal ills, you know, because of family issues. There's also another song, Yeuka, which features Jah Prazah. Is a song that talks about, for example, but they want to give my flowers munafa.
So it's a song of appreciation whilst the people that we should appreciate ourselves.
Especially an orphan. People want to show love to an orphan, but then sometimes it's so heartbreaking to see families wanting to fight over furniture, over reaches and stuff for the family.
I did say at the top of the show that Mary Anibal came with one of my favorite musical instrument, that is the mbira, and that's and I think there you go. See, we're not making it up. It's live in the studio. But I want to talk about the mbira as an influence, as an instrument actually, and the influence it has on your music. Looking at this Maria Wenyu album, how much is that mbira sound influenced or infused in the album, and you know, in your music in general? What other instrumentation is around this album? And was it a contemporary album? What kind of album would you describe it as?
Well, it's like contemporary traditional folk. So in a way, it's world sound. It's an Afrofusion sound, but basically the mbira is the main instrument in this, and other instruments are just like
accessorizing and amplifying the sound. And maybe in your own personal journey, how did you get to start playing the mbira? I know obviously Jah Prazah, a person you've worked with, is also big on that instrument. Was that where that influence came from, or it was pre-Jah Prazah.
It was pre-Jah Prazah. I started playing this in high school at Mary Girls High, and Mr. Mhlanga is the one who first taught me how to play this instrument, and I appreciate him for doing that because this is where I am today, all because of him, and I love them better.
Right. And in terms of your influences, in terms of artists, I know, like, from a female perspective, I think the biggest that I can recall is Chioniso Maria. I think she was a game changer.
She was.
Not only just in terms of women playing mbira, but in terms of mbira just being embedded into Zimbabwean music. How much of an influence was she, and what are some of the other influences have you had in regards to mbira, besides Mr. Mhlanga, of course? Shout out to Mr. Mhlanga.
You know, Chichi has always been an inspiration, and Mr. Mhlanga introduced me to her because he was like, you know what, you need to listen to these amazing female artists who are trailblazers, especially in our traditional instruments, in our traditional music, and our cultural heritage, and also Mbuya Stella Chiweshi and the likes of Hope Masike, you know. Listening to them made me love them more, and I've grown to love them. And I happened to meet her when I was in high school, but it didn't make sense at that time. But I appreciate the time that I had with her, and also I appreciate the music and how they pushed the music to the international spaces.
And in terms of maybe taking the baton from the artists that have come before you, in terms of putting the mbira, which is a uniquely Zimbabwean instrument, not only onto our musical landscape, but beyond our borders. You know, where would you like to see mbira influenced music going, not only just in Zimbabwe, but globally? Just picking up from maybe where the Chionisos, the Jah Prazahs, the Mara Browns, all the different artists who play that.
You know, the shoes are really too big to fill, but I'm pretty sure we have also people who are pushing the music, was the mbira instrument, but I want to take it to places where it hasn't reached. That's my aim, and we're going to the Grammys as well.
Oh, we're going to the Grammys. You heard it here first. Mary Anibal, remember the name, the instrument, the mbira. She's worked with greats like Jah Prazah. Obviously, Mr. Mhlanga will keep shouting you out. Inspired by Chioniso Maria. But what I want you to do before we talk about where we can get the album, whether you're working on any videos or what your rollout program for that, maybe you could just bless us. With maybe, I don't know if you're going to do it. Are you going to do a song that's on the album?
Yes, of course. Yes,
so
of course.
Maybe just introduce it. You can just look directly into that camera. You can just introduce the song, tell us what it's about, and then maybe you can give us a sample of the song so that we whet our appetites in terms of what's on the album.
Okay, so the song that I'm going to perform is called Parafini. Parafini is a song that addresses issues sekuti mukomalano manikidzwa kurora musikana waasiri kuda because of my challenges ari kuitika mufamily. Kasaruzo yangu ndizo shungu zangu kasimo moyo mangu makacheruka ninongo muona ninongo mutori sundiri kura kura iyeyu chisekana chandinoda shunguzo hona shunguzo nongo someone mariro nongo chama shunguzo
Oh, absolutely fantastic. You know what? I'm excited, Paraffin. You know what? I spend so much time focusing on the instrument.
Okay.
That is the mirror, but the power behind your voice. It is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Absolutely captivating. And I'm looking forward to the album. Paraffin, beautiful song. And let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the album's coming out today.
It's out.
Yeah, it's out today. Oh, yeah, it's out today. Where can we find it? How do we get access to it? Is it available on online platforms? Regular stores? What? Give us the details.
So the album is out on all digital streaming platforms: iTunes, Amazon, Boomplay, Spotify, SoundCloud, everywhere you can find, and you could and watch out for the videos which are coming out soon, and I'm so excited about them. And also, they're gonna be flash sticks that are gonna be sold, and more information will be released on my social media platforms.
So Maria Wenyu by Mary Anibal out today. You just heard her do that acoustic version of Paraffin. You can imagine what it's going to sound like from the studio album. Really looking forward to that. Obviously, people might be learning about you for the first time, been captivated by you. How do they get in touch with you? What are your social media handles? Let's drop that so that we go and support the album Maria Wenyu out today.
So on Instagram, Mary Anibal, on YouTube, Mary Anibal, on Twitter, Mary Anibal, on Facebook, Mary Anibal, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Mary Anibal, everywhere.
The album is called
Maria Wenyu.
Out today. A big thank you, Mary Anibal, for coming through and joining us. Really love what I've had in terms of the song that you played this morning, Paraffin. And I'm telling you, if the album is anything like that, I think it's going to be a game changer in terms of how we appreciate music. And you've got a powerful voice.
Thank you so much.
Hold a powerful instrument, and I wish you all the success in the world.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, that is Mary Anibal. Her album Maria Wenyu is out today. You can get it across all digital streaming platforms. You can jump onto her socials at Mary Anibal. Whether you try to be serious and you're on LinkedIn, or you're more silly like me, you're on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, she is there. And if you want like a physical copy of the music, she will be giving you details on where to get the flash sticks with the music. But you heard it here first, Paraffin. Yes, man, my Friday just got better.
Konapo, ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV.